Hello guys, I'm Dingzhen Xu. Today we're gonna do our economy report of China's development overview. We are Group E, and those are my group members. So today we'll have 5 parts of our report. Part 1 is China and globalization. Part 2 will be economy development and human development level analysis. Part 3 will be the cultural distance between China and Australia. And Part 4 will be the guiding China's trade policy through the series of Adam Smith and David Ricardo. Part 5 will be the different trade policy and support. So I will do the Part 1, China and globalization. Let's do a quick introduction. China was once a closed economy and firmly unwilling to rely on any external assistance. China reformed and opened to foreign products, capital, and technology since 1978. The Chinese government has implemented various reforms to support economic growth and integration with the global economy. This includes joining the WTO, the World Trade Organization, in 2001, which necessitated policy adjustment to comply with international trade laws. How did the globalization affect China's economy? So from 1978 to 2018, China transformed from a country largely closed off from the rest of the world to one that embraces and drives globalization. Globalization has significantly influenced the political economy of China, reshaping its system, including the economy, political, and legal frameworks. Diversification. Globalization has made China's industrialization grow rapidly, making China's a global manufacturing center, and its huge population has also made China's industry grow rapidly. The export led growth. China has leveraged its comparative advantage in a labor-intensive manufacturing to become a world largest exporter of goods. There will be challenges for our Australian firms to China. So what are those challenges? First one is the intellectual property risks. Enforcement in intellectual property rights remains inconstant, and the laws is different from China and Australia. The Australian companies may have risk of intellectual property theft or infringement affecting their competitive advantage. The second challenge that we could have is the cultural and the political differences. To understanding the adapting to local culture practice and navigating the political landscape requires a great deal of local knowledges, such as giving face or something else. So understanding the local culture is a very difficult challenge for an Australian firm. Next, I will let Yifei to introduce the further detail.
Thank you, Dingchen, for the insightful introductions. In this session, we will analyze China's economic development and human development levels and discuss which mention is most important for Australian companies considering they establish a business in the country. First, let's look at the level of China's economic development. This graph shows the trend in China's GDP from 1990 to 2023. Since the 1990s, China's GDP has grown at an average annual rate of just over 9%, sometimes even surpassing 14% in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Its GDP growth plummets to a recent low of only 2.2%, but it still leads most of the world. According to the predictions by the MGF, China's GDP's growth is expected to remain around 5% and surpass the United States as the world's largest economy by the 2030s. Of course, GDP alone is not enough to mention the economic development. We also need to consider the PPP and GNE. This image shows the trade of the China and the United States PPPs. After adjusting from the PPP, China's GDP surpassed the United States in 2017, becoming the world's largest economy. And this is the trade of China's GNE from the 1990 to 2022. A new Blue Book report by the Morgan Stanley predicts that China will escape the middle income trap and join the rank of the high-income societies, achieving a per capita GNE of both 20,000 and 500 by the 2027. Overall, the prospect of China's economic developments are very optimistic. Next, let's analyze China's human development levels. The HDI is a summary mention of average achievements in key dimensions of human development. A long and healthy life, being knowledgeable, and having a decent standard of living. According to the UNDP from the 1990 to 2022, China's HDI increased from the 0.482 to the 0.788, a change of 63.5%. This shift has catapulted China from a low to a high development level country, a leap that is unique globally, indicating significant improvements in China's human development level. I believe economics is most critical for the Australian companies wanting to establish the business in China. Firstly, a country's GDP size can directly reflect the overall size of its market and economies. From business, high GDP means greater market protects and more commercial opportunities. Additionally, the rate of the GDP growth can indicate the speed of the economic expansions, helping business forecast futures, market trends, and shape their commercial strategies. Data adjusted from the PPP can help multinational companies more accurately assess the actual cost of the goods and services in different markets, which is vital for the pricing strategies. GNE provides a more comprehensive reflection of the total income restrictions can depose of. Adding companies in evaluating market projections power and consumption's potential, thus optimizing business strategies from the products and services. That concludes this part of our discussions. Next, please welcome Ming Yang to explain the cultural distance between China and Australia.
Thanks for Yifei's presentation. Now is my part. To assess the cultural distance between China and Australia, we can make use of Hofstede's cultural dimension theory and the global framework. These frameworks provide valuable insights into various cultural dimensions, allowing for a comprehensive analysis of the difference between the two cultures. Hofstede's theory indicates 6 cultural dimensions: power distance, individualism, and collectivism. masculinity and femininity, anxiety avoidance, long-term goals and short-term goals, and indulgence and restraint. First, power distance. China tends to have a higher power distance, indicating a stronger hierarchical structure, where Australia generally exhibits a lower power distance and takes a more egalitarian approach. Second, individualism versus collectivism. Australia tends to be individualistic, emphasizing individual achievement and autonomy, while China tends to be collectivist, valuing group harmony and loyalty. Third, uncertainty avoidance. Compared with Australia, China generally has a higher ability to avoid uncertainty, resulting in a greater preference for a structured environment and adherence to rules and traditions. Global leadership and organizational behavior effectiveness. Concept pushed left and measured 9 culture dimensions across 62 countries. Power distance, uncertainty avoidance, institutional collectivism, intra-group collectivism, gender egalitarianism, humanity orientation, performance orientation, assertiveness, and future orientation. First, collectivism. China across will on this dimension, emphasizing social goals rather than individual goals, while Australia is more individual. Second, confidence. China generally scored high to confidence, reflecting a compare and achievement-oriented society, where Australia may show low confidence. Third, human orientation. China may be more focused on society welfare and for other than Australia, where Australia may be more focused on individual achievement and success. At last, the analysis of Sino-Australian culture requires consideration of various factors such as globalization, trade relations, emerging parents, and cultural exchange. Economic ties between China and Australia have strengthened in recent years, and cultural exchanges have increased. But there are still differences in certain base cultural values and customs due to historical, social, and political factors. In conclusion, although some aspects of cultural similarities mainly emerging between the two countries, but overall culture of China and Australia is still different. My part is finished. Next, let Ning Wang talk about building China's trade policy through the series of Adam Smith and David Ricardo.
Hi, I'm Ning Wang, and now I'm doing the part 4, and the title is Guiding China's Trade Policy Through the Theories of Adam Smith and David Ricardo. Let us first have a brief introduction on the both theories. Adam Smith proposed that countries should specialize in producing and trading goods in which they have an absolute advantage, meaning they can produce them with more efficiently and at lower cost than other countries. This will lead to increased global efficiency, productivity, and economic welfare. And W. Ricardo expanded the Smith idea by introducing the theory of comparative advantage. He suggested that countries should specialize in the production and export of goods at a lower relative opportunity cost, even if they are not the most efficient producer overall. This will optimize the global production efficiency and improve standards of living. Before choosing, let us see a news from the Reuters. Chinese automobile manufacturers are intensively introducing new electric vehicles into the Australian market, where they encounter no trade barriers. This expansion is facilitated by the surging sales, attributed to electric vehicle subsidies, tax incentives, and high petrol prices in Australia. And the following picture is some information I obtained from the BYD website. In the three largest cities in Australia, like Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane, BYD has more than 10 service centers and experience stores. And moreover, BYD has cooperated with MyCar. It is a local Australian auto repair brand to provide comprehensive maintenance service locally. I would like to choose the Adam Smith theory as the strategy for China to do the international business, and for this I got 4 reasons. And the first reason is the massive production scale. Owing to the large government investment and supportive policies, this large-scale production enables efficiencies that many other countries cannot match, reducing the per-unit cost of vehicles. According to a report by the Alex, by the end of 2022, the production of the new energy vehicles in China reaches 6.7 million units, accounting for about 64% of the global EV productions. Chinese brand of the new energy vehicle occupied 15 of the top 25 positions worldwide. And case from the Bloomberg claims that BYD's sub $10,000 electric car set a new standard for the global automakers, forcing local government to shift to cheaper rides. And the second reason is the supply chain integration. China controls a significant portion of the global supply chain for the key components for electronic vehicles, particularly the batteries. The country is a major producer of the lithium. China is the world's third largest, and Australia is the world's largest, and the other key raw materials required for battery production. This vertical integration gives China a significant advantage in producing the cost-effective and efficient electronic vehicles. The third reason is the government support and subsidies. The government of China has been strongly supporting the electric vehicle industry as part of the broader environmental and technological progress goals. This support has come in form of the subsidies, tax breaks, and electric vehicle-friendly regulations that have all accelerated industry growth and technology development. And moreover, by the report of the Stella, the significant adoption of the electric vehicles has been actively promoted by the Australian government, led by the current Prime Minister since 2022, as part of the country's emission reduction strategy. Since the China and Australian relation getting better, there will be more EV traded from China to Australia. And the last reason is the technological innovation. China companies had the forefront of the EV technology, including battery technology, autonomous driving features, and manufacturing progress. Companies like BYD, NIO, and Xiaopeng, or like the Huawei, are innovating rapidly, reducing cost and improving the performance of the electric cars, thereby enhancing the China's competitive edge. And all the information state that China is a more efficient EV producer than its trading partners, so I would like to choose the Adam Smith theory. And the next is the part 5.
Thank you, Niwen, and now we are in the part 5 of our video presentation, where we explore the trade policy instrument employed by China. These policies are pivotal in understanding China's approach to the global trade and economics. To start off with, we will look at the overview of China's trade policies. China utilizes a variety of trade policy instruments to manage its economic relationships and protect its industries. Those included tariff, quotas, and subsidies, each serving specific strategies purpose. With traffic, China has a strategy use tariffs to control market access and protect domestic industries. For instance, during the trade tensions with the United States, China imposed retaliatory tariffs on a range of U.S. goods. This move was a part of a broader strategy to counteract the tariffs imposed by the U.S., affecting sectors from agriculture to manufacturing. Well, quotes, another tool at China's disposal is quotas. China imposed quotas on a certain high-value exports, like rare earth elements, which are contained in electronic and other high-tech industries. Those quotas help control the supply on the global market, maintaining high prices and security domestic availabilities. Subsidies are significant policy tools used by the Chinese government, particularly in strategy sectors such as technology and renewable energies. The government's financial support has enabled domestic companies to compete globally, especially in the social energy sector, where China has achieved a substantial market domination. Now come to the second part, the theory support by China trade policies, which is mercantilism, protectionism, and neoliberalism. Where mercantilism is the use of tariffs and quotas, again with the mercantilism theories, which is advocate for protecting domestic industries and maintaining a favorable balance of trade. China's policies reflect a model from mercantilism, focusing on maximum exports and minimizing imports to enhance national wealth. Protectionism, China also exhibits protectionism tendencies, especially in how it shielded nasty industries. High tariff and strict quotas protect young or strategy industries from international competition, fostering domestic growth and security. Neoliberalism, while predominantly protectionism and mercantilism, China has also adopted a scape of neoliberalism. This is evident in its participations in international trade organizations and agreement, which is promote reduced trade barriers and market liberalization. Now let's talk part 3, illustrative examples. Examples of tariff. A notable example is the 25% tariff imposed by China on U.S. soybeans during the trade war, which is directly affect U.S. export and showcase China's use of tariff as a geopolitical tool. And examples of subsidies in the tech sector, China's subsidized have supported the growth of its semiconductor industry, aiming to achieve self-sufficiency and reduce dependency on foreign technology. To conclude, China trade policy instrument diverse and strategically implement to support its economic and geopolitical interests. These policies reflect a blend of economic theories, primarily mercantilism and protectionism, with a gradual integration of neoliberal principles. And that's all for our video presentation. Thank you for watching and listening. Hope you have a great day.